What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Hades. His name is Nullus. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Shelty. Shelty the Shelton Shelty. So, game number 5, legend. This is the game set. This game decides who gets to go on to the next round. And basically, the competition only gets more and more fierce as this tournament goes on. There are some incredibly strong players in this tournament, and beating any of them is a compliment to your skills, that is for sure. Even just being there is a compliment to your skills. Having to break through some of the group stage matches is some incredible games having been played over the past couple of weeks thus far. So we'll see what Shelty's going to bring in this game. It is Oranos versus Hades. So an incredibly spicy matchup here for game number 5. I find this matchup to be one of the weirdest ones because it's a super tough one for the Oranos to actually win, but the Oranos is always going to be in a position that feels strong, and the Hades is just going to be like, don't kill me, and just try and survive as best as he possibly can, utilizing the extra buildings and all the other stuff. And then if the Hades can survive long enough, then all of that late game power will come forward, and it's going to be a tough one for the Hades, for the Oranos player to win. So it's effectively the Oranos player is on a timer, as it were, and a very difficult timer at that. So we'll see how it's all going to go. We do get ourselves, Nullus does get himself, I should say, an incredibly good spawn here. This spawn is absolutely amazing. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of Watering Hole, or maybe Marsh, I guess. I mean, even the tile set is similar to Marsh, but with the pretty specific water here. And what this basically means here for Nullus is he can grab this town center, and this town center not only basically secures this hunt for him, also secures this gold mine, and also makes this gold mine tough to get pushed off of as well. Though obviously the one over here is going to be a lot nicer. So Nullus is going to be happy here to go 2 town centers against Oranos, even though it can be tough to make that work. But what Shelty can do is definitely think about a dock. An early dock or something like that with a transport ship does cost resources, but you build that here, you get the transport ship, you send it up here, and you just come in onto this location and attack this hunt as best as you can, and live the dream where that's concerned. So we'll see how it's all going to go, if Shelty is going to be aware of that. And we do see the Sentinels getting dropped in the main base here. A little bit strange for Nullus. I would have thought holding on to those for potentially this town center over here would have made a lot of sense, but I feel like Nullus is going, well, I can just defend over here if I block this off well enough with the Sentinels placement. The watchtowers potentially can come up as well. There's a world here where Nullus can go 2 town center fast mythic, and I'm no cap, and it can be incredibly strong here because he doesn't even need to build any units to defend, just with walls, towers, and he could be okay here. So we'll see how it's all going to go. Nullus just about to click up, gets himself his Ajax out. Going to be moving forward with that one. We do have some relics on the map. We've got the Girdle of Hippolyta, plus 5% Toxotic Chariot Archer, throwing Axeman and Arcus hit points, so the extra hit points for your mainline archers. We've also got the Trojan Gate Hinge, an extra 20% wall hit points here. No surprises here for Shelty. Not going to be trying out Oceanus on his match point here for his tournament lifeline. Going to be going through Prometheus. As we do see this Oracle getting pushed away. Now we see the Ajax wandering through here. Going to be just making sure he's nice and well defended. But there's no Oracles over here just yet. You've got Shelty over in this corner here, grabbing that food as best as he can. 90% of the way through Prometheus here. And we'll see how this game is going to go as the citizen pulls over here, going to grab the counter barracks. See the military barracks getting dropped as well. Promethean offspring get deleted, or Promethean gets deleted, and the Promethean offspring going to spawn. Going to send those forward, see if you can get a little bit of damage done, but probably not going to find. I kind of love these wooden wall segments here, but I mean, it's not like maybe he's gonna. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's really good. Who knows? But right now, Nullus getting his Chiron out. Still no town center up, but he's getting the resources very, very fast to be able to do so. As we see these Promethean offspring going to try and make it through here, but too many walls here. The Minotaur's just going to get in the way at this point, but the Promethean offspring just going to get pulled away. Nice defense for Nullus as the villagers get pulled off of the gold mine here, making their way up for the town center. A little bit delayed, but pretty nice and healthy and safe. So for Shelty here, he does have a decision to make. I think the standard game plan for Oranos against this 2 town center grab is to get himself 2 town centers himself. So get 3 town centers in response to the 2 town center. So he's got to stop making units around about now. So he's still making some Terma, but he needs to stop making units around about now. He's getting himself 6-ish. 7-ish units, cut those, get these town centers. There's nothing for him to do here with his army. So get town centers, get boomed up, try and hit a Mythic Age timing and make that work. Now, this town center is in range of siege ships, I would assume. So that's going to be a pretty strong way forward for Shelty as well, if he wants to go that route. So we'll see how it's all going to end up here as Shelty swinging around the bottom side of the map, looking to try and push in and kill some of these units. As more villagers coming over here onto the gold. Military barracks, counter barracks, not doing anything. We see the town center coming up over here. I do recommend to get your forward town center first most of the time, because the back town center, you can get that much easier if your opponent has to move further. So if you get your forward town center first, then you grab your second town center at the back. So, I mean, we're not seeing exactly. Maybe Shelty's just going to go 2 town centers and go for some sort of 2 town center fast mythic is also a thing. 2 town center heroic age kind of push through is another option as well. Probably less standard, less good than the 3 town center. I do feel like there's also an option here that's pretty strong and probably maybe even the best way forward here for Shelty, but it's essentially a 3 town center fast titan in a big way against what Nullus is doing. And Nullus is now getting himself out his military academy, making some hoplites. I don't see any archery ranges just yet. No Hippocon, no stables, no archery ranges, so no Hippocon or Toxotes here, as Shelty is just trying to pressure. He's going to be getting up his forward town center there with 2 villages, and the side town center with just the 1. And he does have to be a little bit careful here, because if Nullus sniffs this out that there's a town center coming up, some of the times here you can suffer just a little bit against the Greek players who can push out and deny this one. But probably Shelty's going to be fine here, as he's now going to start making those units out. He's making everything he possibly can. He's only got 3 or 9 villages currently gathering, because he's got 3 villages on town center production. So has to be a little bit careful not to overproduce, making sure he continues to get citizens out as he needs to. And Shelty, this is what I was saying. Nullus moving out. He has got that inkling that this town center is on the way. So any opportunity here for Nullus as he's pushing forward, and he's not defending this town center at all here. Oh, it's going up very fast. Imagine if he grabbed this one first, it would be up before these units come in. But nope, going to be a little bit of a delay here for Shelty, as his army needs to pull back and defend this one. The citizen going to get pushed off of this location. All of the units moving through. The citizen runs away. The town center is denied, and what was looking like an incredibly strong position to be in is now looking very, very bad for Shelty, as this citizen is retreating away. The units trying to come back and defend this one, maybe having to use shockwave or something to get a proper defense on this location here. as the Minotaur is going to be sacrificing his life here to get an extra little bit of damage onto this location. The village is going to try and get this town center back up, but now more hoplites coming through, and Nullus is going to be going for his own third town center. And honestly, right now, this is just completely standard Greek theory against the 3 town center kind of counter that Atlantean players have been coming up with, and that delay of that town center is really, really big here. But Shelty's got up enough units now. He's going to be pushing through and trying to take down this town center, preventing this from coming up. Will Nullus be able to hold or not is the big question. Plenty of units through for Nullus here as the town center is going up. We might have to see a restoration being used as the Terma do manage to snipe down nearly all of those Toxotes. As restoration gets used, the army retreats back. Nullus going to get his town center up roughly the same time as the Shelty town center comes down. So it's 3 town centers apiece, which is not really the situation you want to be in if you are a Shelty fan here, because Nullus, he's taken no damage. He's gotten 3 town centers. He's in a fantastic position. 16 villages on food. He's getting all of the food, all the farms up. He's just playing this one pretty flawlessly here, I would say. Shelty, on the other hand, he's not actually able to build citizen from all his town centers. He's finally started that up. He's at 115 of 125 population, but he still can't push into his opponent's base. 1 dock, 1 transport ship, and he would be able to come in, but there's nothing to really attack here even. There's just no units to attack anywhere, as we're seeing an attempt to come over here and break through this wall yet again. But Nullus is here with his Hoplite Toxotes army as Shelty is trying to retreat away. And now the units crashing in to the hoplites over here. The Terma do move straight into the Toxotes here. The Toxotes making a nice market there from Nullus. Honestly, pulling those Toxotes back, staying away from the Terma is super key in those fights. And normally it's impossible because the Terma just moves so fast, but Nullus finds a really good angle there to retreat away. Nullus now, he's getting all those farms set up, just about out of food. He's got some food down the bottom, some boar over here, but he's definitely not going to want to go and hunt from that. Definitely a little bit easier to just, and safer to just build the farms and take the slight loss in food gather rate, as Shelty is also throwing down his own farms, which I think is 100% a mistake here. If you've got this much hunt, you want to be gathering from it. You don't need to have this many villages on wood right now. Just grab all the food and try and get Heroic Age as fast as you can, but not taking the advantage there is going to be hurting him a decent amount here, as his army's going to be retreating away. Nullus is continuing along. You can see he's got some nice extra buildings coming through. 25 villages on food. More farms coming down on this town center over here. This town center is perfectly farmed up as well. Finishing up the berries over here. We might even see Nullus attempting to come over to these elk a little bit later as well if he feels confident enough. And now Shelty moving forward with his Terma. Try and take down the Toxotes. And Nullus just hanging back as best as he can. There's no need to really push out just yet. He's in a perfectly content position, setting up farms and just playing this one nicely. So we do see the Terma get a kill, but so too lose the Murmillo. So good trades for Nullus thus far. Shelty just about to be able to click up. He's got his armory. He's definitely going to have slightly more resources than the Hades does, for a myriad of different reasons, but that definitely goes in the other direction once all of the citizen have been built, which they have been built here. Now Thea coming through for Shelty. Shelty's going to want to transfer these Terma into Arcus and Destroyers here. Plenty of wood in the bank to throw down buildings as well. Go on to more farms and more buildings. I don't know what else you do with that kind of stuff, but he's going to be throwing down all those military barracks and seeing what he can do. And now we've got Nullus moving forward. We do still have 3 charges of the Shockwave here, as Shelty is still not feeling comfortable taking any fights here, as the Murmillo are coming in, and Nullus says, yep, it's time to attack. I can tell you're going to the next age. If you want to put a stop to it, I want to get some good damage done, basically. As Nullus here not able to advance just yet, but he's getting very, very close to this one here, as we see the Toxotes getting a huge shockwave, right? Receiving a huge shockwave there, as the Terma pushing through here. Aphrodite now clicked up for Nullus, so he's not really that far behind on the tech at all here. As Shelty loses nearly every one of those Terma, Nullus is at 140 population. Shelty is at 114 population with 2,000 wood in the bank. This is not the position you want to be in here with Oranos in the slightest. Will we be seeing some Stymphalian birds? Yes, we will, but there is the Chiron out. An incredibly useful unit here as we're going to be starting to see a palace getting dropped down on this location to try and hold the... town center here as the Terma going to be retreating back. And the hoplite does go down here as well. Still no palace getting dropped there because the hoplites did deny it. So finally getting that palace up. But now the Nullus unit's going to come over here and try and deny this one, as Nullus is seemingly all over Shelty, as Shelty retreating back to his town center. Very little food in the bank. Nullus here about to hit Aphrodite. He's got heaps of food in the bank and throw it out of market immediately right now, as the town center is going to die and Nullus is going to be able to get Mythic Age incredibly soon here, ladies and gentlemen, as the Stymphalian birds flying forward. We see the curse getting dropped down, and now the Stymphalian bird's going to be getting that good damage done from the top here. Nullus is 140 population still. Shelty's 123 pop. He's going to be losing Citizen as well, as this pressure from Nullus is just mounting here in this game, as now the Nemean line going to be coming through. We see an immediate heavy hoplites coming through for Nullus, as Nullus is just putting his foot on the accelerator and just not letting go here. One Stymphalian bird down, another Stymphalian bird flying overhead. The Chiron is here to get that damage done. Shelty is down to 96 population here from this mid-heroic age timing, and Shelty in this moment decides that the game is completely lost, tapping out, and Nullus pulls the reverse sweep in the first round of the $1,000 competitive mega random tournament. My golly gosh, what an insane game here from Nullus. I mean, Nullus effectively played this perfectly. Shelty made the mistake of not putting this town center up first, was the first mistake, but the second mistake was, if you have got access to hunt, eat it. There's Auroch here. There's Boar here. There's heaps of food. You do not need these farms. Right. Shelty could have 100% been Mythic Age here with a really, really strong army, but he's just kind of full Oranos it in a big way with all of that wood income and really not reacting super well to the situation. Not going for a dock here with the transport ship shenanigans as well. Bit of a letdown, because that could have been cool, but nonetheless, congratulations to Nullus to get the victory. If you guys enjoyed this series, enjoyed this match, and are enjoying this tournament, do consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.